Tesla's Quicksilver from Giga Berlin. December 20, 2022. Tesla's Model Y in Quicksilver shows how it has overcome many of the paint issues that several owners once complained about. Although former McLaren detailing specialist Tian Cridge pointed out that most of those issues were exaggerated, Tesla faced a lawsuit and some criticism from Sandy Munro in 2020. One lawsuit filed in a German court alleged that Tesla painted over a crack in a Model 3. Another was filed in Canada over the paint quality, stating that the paint was prematurely degrading. Sandy Munro, whose expertise Tesla has learned from over the years, also once criticized the paint job. "I don't like the paint job at all," he said in 2020. "That's a bad paint department. I would be sacking the guy in charge and, during the shutdown, I would have had a whole new paint shop put in." Fast forward to almost 2023, and we can see significant improvements in its paint quality and Elon Musk's statement coming true. One example of this is the Model Y in Quicksilver, which was recently spotted in a service center in Frankfurt, Germany. Twitter user at sulfur-monophosphide_MYP shared newer photos of the Tesla Model Y in Quicksilver. When Tesla RT reached out to him, he pointed us to the owner of those photos, Remy Thirion, who shared the photos in the Facebook group Tesla Fans Francophones and on Twitter. Thirion, who lives with his family in Belgium, bought his first Tesla in 2019 as a present for being promoted to commander. Thirion has spent 16 years serving as a cargo airline pilot. One of his friends in the Facebook group wanted to schedule a visit to Frankfurt, Germany, for Christmas, and they visited the Tesla showroom during the trip. The showroom had a single vehicle, a Tesla Model Y painted in Quicksilver. "My employer is setting up a company car policy, and a few days ago, I ran a configuration simulation on the Tesla website. And amazingly enough, the car was now in front of me the way I set it up. The new color is just stunning," Thirion said. "The nuances are so complex and so specific to the Giga Berlin workshop expertise that I am even anxious about the process of making it repainted should a scratch occurs. It is even more impressive in person than on the promotion video or the Tesla website." He added, source reposted and summarized from John Kreider at Tesla RT. "My take: I almost can't believe just how good the Quicksilver looks." Elon Musk faces off with Apple before making peace. December 20, 2022. Elon Musk has been at odds with many different major players over the past few years, and he has taken on a new contender in recent weeks. This time, technology giant Apple was in Musk's crosshairs for a few days before the two parties came to an agreement. Musk criticized Apple's secret 30% tax on App Store purchases after the tech company threatened to withhold Twitter from its App Store. As detailed in a report from Barron's, in the first 10 months of this year, and prior to Musk's acquisition, Apple spent around $39 million in advertising on Twitter, though it became one of the most recent companies to withdraw advertising from the platform. According to Musk, although Musk took aim at the App Store in some of his tweets criticizing Apple, it wasn't his only target in the flurry of posts against the tech company. Musk said Apple had mostly stopped advertising on Twitter, going on to ask if the company hated free speech in America, with CEO Tim Cook tagged. He also threatened to make his own phone if he needed to. Apple has since fully resumed advertising on Twitter, according to Musk via Fortune, after the two had a meeting together which Musk said was a good conversation. Musk also said that the meeting resolved the misunderstanding about Twitter potentially being removed from the App Store, adding that Cook was clear that Apple never considered doing so. Apple prefers to call a commission or fee. Musk pointed out weeks ago Apple's secret 30% tax, which requires companies and app developers to sell digital goods via an in-app payment system that collects up to 30% of purchases. Any company wanting to sell a service on an app from the App Store is subject to the fee. Musk is not the first person to raise some of these concerns with Apple. Media companies Spotify and Epic Games have also sparred with Apple on issues relating to the App Store in the past. Apple pulled Fortnite from its App Store after Epic Games created a workaround for the iOS payment system, resulting in a still ongoing legal battle that resumed in November. Apple blocked Fortnite within a few hours of Epic defying their policy. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney said on Twitter, "Would they nuke Twitter, Spotify, Facebook, Netflix? At what point does the whole rotten structure collapse? In any case, a social media app such as Twitter relies heavily on Apple's App Store. And Wedbush analyst Dan Ives says that taking on the App Store would have been a huge undertaking for the Twitter head. Apple views Twitter as breadcrumbs. But ultimately Musk needs Apple and its App Store as the lifeline. Ives said, "It's noise for Apple, but for Musk this was not a smart battle in our opinion." In his continuing quest to turn Twitter into the X everything app, Musk has made waves during his recent stint as the social media platform's head. Apple and Cook remain important allies for Musk, and it shouldn't come as too much of a surprise that the parties were able to smooth things over. Source reposted and summarized from Peter McGuthrie at Avanex. Tesla gets optimistic outlook from Deutsche Bank. December 20, 2022. Deutsche Bank analysts maintained their buy rating and $355 per share price target on Tesla stock in a note Monday. They recommended the company's shares, indicating that Tesla is best placed to face any softness in macro conditions. After the DB Autotech conference, Deutsche Bank analysts told investors that Tesla would not comment on current demand conditions or its pricing strategy. According to investing.com, however, they indicated that the company is best placed to face any softness in macro conditions based on its best cost structure, superior margins, and often demonstrated operational nimbleness and flexibility. They added that Tesla expects significant benefits from the Inflation Reduction Act, including a full $7,500 consumer tax credit and large direct incentives for U.S. battery manufacturing. Tesla expects IRA to constitute a meaningful tailwind for the company. Starting January 1, the company believes most of its U.S. vehicles should qualify for the full $7,500 consumer tax credit. And Tesla will also receive large incentives from its battery manufacturing in the U.S. The manufacturing piece should amount to $45 kWh for the battery cells and packs made in-house, 10 gigawatt-hours capacity from pilot line in Fremont, and ramping up Austin capacity as fast as possible. And we think a piece of it could be shared with Panasonic for the batteries made by the collaboration in Nevada. There's no JV. The analysts wrote, Tesla is particularly focused on its game-changing next-generation platform which, in our view, should support multiple other vehicles and segments, as well as robo-taxis, and targeting $20,000 COGS. Vehicle development is advanced, and targeted SOP is 2024. The analysts added. Source reposted and summarized from Eva Fox at Tasmanian. My take: once this interest rate debacle calms down a bit more, Tesla will come back with a vengeance. Tesla Gigafactory Mexico announcement could come as soon as Friday. December 20, 2022. Tesla could announce its intentions to build a new Gigafactory in Mexico as soon as Friday. Mexican media reports on Monday morning said. Last week, it was revealed that Tesla was considering Nuevo León, Mexico, for its next electric vehicle manufacturing location. It was confirmed earlier this year that the automaker was ready to expand its production footprint as CEO Elon Musk indicated Tesla was mulling over potential Gigafactory locations in North America. While Canada was widely considered, Mexico has emerged as an overwhelming favorite in the matter of a few weeks. As reports last week had shown, Tesla had all but announced its intentions to build a factory in the country to the south of the United States. Reformer is now reporting that Tesla is moving closer to announcing Gigafactory Mexico, and the company could publicly confirm the new manufacturing site as soon as Friday. However, the announcement could be delayed until after the new year. The news follows reports last week, which stated Tesla could announce a new factory this week. The report states the factory will land in the town of Santa Catarina, a city in the Mexican state of Nuevo León. Initial investments could reach between $800 million and $1 billion, with a total investment reaching over $10 billion. Sources told the newspaper it will consist in initial phase investment for various components for existing models of electric vehicles, and in future phases it would manufacture a new model with a lower cost than the current ones. The source also said that if indications are correct, the land where the potential factory could end up has already been acquired for Tesla. Tesla has mulled land in various regions this year in preparation for its newest Gigafactory. After plans with India fell through earlier this year, Musk seemed to hint toward a potential Canadian Gigafactory. Nevertheless, Tesla kept its options open and considered land in South Korea, Indonesia, and Mexico. Tesla will be working to expand production figures as it enters new markets in the coming years. Data from Statista shows that Tesla only held 3.3% of the South American EV market in 2021. Tesla overwhelmingly controlled overall BEV unit sales in North America and Australia and Oceania regions last year. Still, there is room for improvement, which is where new, strategically placed Gigafactory locations will help the company reach more success globally. Source reposted and summarized from Joey Klender at Tesla RT. My take: it's looking more and more like Mexico might be announced. I would have put my money on Canada.